Ooh, nice. Okay, it's not the real thing, but the Vauxhall is expensive. So this, guys, is a Mini Z. So it's kind of like a high-end micro radio control car. Let's open up the box. I've wanted one of these for a while, actually. Might have to do that from the other end. The thing about the Kyosho stuff is it just looks so good. It's actually like, you know, they're proper little replicas. Oh, there's the batteries that I wondered if they'd forgotten those, but yeah, Mini Z batteries. What else have we got in here? Some spare parts. I think there's like gears and stuff on there as well. Some little cones as well for setting up a little track. Cool. And the remote control as well, or radio control, should I say. That feels pretty good. And once it's got some batteries on it, it'll probably feel a bit heavier. Instructions and the car itself. Look at that. Right, let's get this out. Sort of threaded those through there, so it might be easier doing it if I take the actual cover off. It's going to be a bit of a knack to that. Oh, it's so cool. It's like a little scale electric car. A modern day scale electrics. It's light, and tell you what, it's light. Does anyone remember record breakers? The little cars that used to put like 2 AA batteries in. There was like a track, you could basically have them going round, but they were like almost like a little, you know, just no steering, anything like that. You just literally put 2 AA batteries in, and they went like stink. I can remember getting one and just, you know, as a kid, just having one, sticking 2 AA batteries in and just putting it outside and just letting it just disappear. It's so funny. And I always thought, imagine if you could have like a radio control, you know, version of that. Just a little bit of suspension on there as well, which is done by that little sort of torsion bar thing at the bottom. I'll give you a closer look in a minute, guys. It is so cool. That is the coolest thing I've seen this year. Apart from the Audi 51, actually, or 52, sorry. Right, okay. So I'm gonna need to stick these batteries on charge. So let's crack on with that. Don't know if they come charged or not. I'm not sure. Now, obviously you can do braking with all this stuff, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna charge them. So here's one of the batteries. So Speedhouse Mini Z. I don't know what's special about them. They say minimum 750 milliamp hours capacity, 800 HV. So just 1.2 volts. I've actually got some lithium ion batteries coming soon from X-Star, and so they've agreed to send me some AAAs because I was testing their AAs out. So I wanted to try AAAs, AAAs in something like this. So anyway, for now we're going to use these. So pretty cool. These aren't particularly expensive. I think, you know, I don't even think they're as expensive as the Energizer ones. Anyway, I'm going to give them a charge. Now, you know, it's saying charge 80 milliamp hours, 80 milliamps for 15 hours. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, you know, there's going to be people going, no, you've got to break them in. But to be honest, I don't really care. I'm just going to shove them on the charger and just get them charged as quick as possible. So I'm actually going to use my EBL charger here. This is a little bit peppy for these batteries. Output current AAA's 900 milliamps, so it's probably over 1C for these batteries. Oh well. And to power it, I'm going to use this X-Star power bank. This has got 21700 cells inside. Great power bank, and it charges really quick because it's running off of a power delivery. It's actually an Apple laptop power supply. Good thing about this is it actually shows you, you know, what you're discharging from there as well, so you could sort of, you know, get an idea of what current's being pulled. So plug that in to just detect those batteries, and then so you can actually see the current there should start to increase as it works out what's going on with the batteries. Right, I've actually just flipped over to the X-Star charger because that wasn't showing very high current at all. I don't know why. I don't know if these are charged or what. So this charger is really good because it runs off of USB-C. So let's just plug this in. It's showing 0.6 of an amp, and then it drops down to 0.3. So we've got 9 volts going in, 0.3. Work that out, what that actually is. Anyway, while they're doing their thing, we'll have a look at the car. Oh, it's so cool, guys. I'm so excited about this. So it's pretty sort of durable plastic, I'd say. So this is the rear wheel drive version, and the reason for getting the rear wheel drive, this won't drift. Well, they say it won't drift. This is for racing, so this is actually designed for, like, you know, putting on a track or racing on carpet, or, you know, maybe it'll work on this floor, I don't know, we'll have to see. But the idea is I'm going to eventually, you know, set up a track here and we can have a little play around. But just look at that, it's just so cool, isn't it? Really cool. Wow, that diff, it feels so good. Got some standard rubbish, brand new, but you know, normal batteries for the controller. So we'll stick them in. Apparently this controller, or the setup, is actually in training mode, first of all. Training mode, love it. It is quite a lightweight, plasticky sort of controller, but you know, it's better than, obviously better than some of the crap you get with, you know, really cheap RC cars, but obviously this is fully proportional. It's a different league completely, you know, everything's proportional, your throttle and everything else. And you've actually got trims and everything on here as well. Channel 4, I think that might be maybe for an optional gyro or something, but it looks like there's obviously other channels on this, you know, receiver they've got in here. There's two there. I think one's for lights and one's for the gyro. Yeah, you can put lights on this as well. So obviously, you can see the little headlights there. I don't know if there's little spaces underneath for the headlights. I'm guessing you'd have to put it there. It looks like you might have to glue them in or something. Anyway, there's the shell. These just look so good. So fairly easy to put the body on. You just sort of line that top bit up, and then obviously we haven't got the battery covers on here yet, but you just sort of flick those over, and looks like we're in the right sort of place. So smart. Right, so I'm just sort of working out in here, because Kyosho do a track. They do a track which is 30 size, and it's 2.7 meters by 2.1. So that will fit. That will actually fit in this gap. I think the bigger one is 50 size, and that is going to be pretty insane. I mean, I might be able to do it. I'd have to remove the sofa, which isn't really used anyway. But I think for like basic practicing and stuff, I think the smaller one will probably be okay. I don't know, I just want to see how fast this thing goes first before I commit to a track. Also need to work on Steve getting to get a car as well, and then we can have races. What do you reckon, guys? So I've thrown down some cones. What I've done is I've just thrown them, literally thrown them down. I haven't done this perfectly at all. But what I have done is I've kind of measured the width of the track that I'm looking at, which is the 30 size track. Now, it's 47 centimeters basically, the width of it. So fitting two cars down there, I don't know if that's actually going to be big enough to sort of race on. Because if we take our car and put it there, obviously if you've got two side by side, that's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. I think maybe the 30 size one is probably better if you're on your own sort of racing, but you wouldn't be able to actually have, you know, two cars. I think you're going to need more room, to be honest. So what do we do, guys? What do we do? Do we just clear the whole area and just make a massive one? Starting to turn green. So they've all gone green. Let's get them in the car. Feels slightly warm. I mean, when nickel metal hydrides get hot, that's never really a good thing. But these are just sort of warm. It's clever how they sort of put them right on the centre of gravity. So that one goes in there like that. It's the same old scheme. With the old days with these, where this bit would wear off and you'd kind of end up getting a short. They're all in there. Something's not right this side. This side looks like it's, I think one is not quite in. There you go. Wicked. Stick that back together. I've actually stuck a GoPro mount on here, so hopefully I can get a selfie stick on the bottom, get some good footage. So we turn this on, and then we'll turn the car on. So there's a tiny little switch in there. Got a nice little initialisation sound. All right. Look at that. Just this tiniest little high quality controller. You can make it really creep. Look at that. The steering, look at that. How precise is that? Let's give it a go then, big kid. Stick her down. That's so flipping cool. Eee. I can't even do it that slow. But we do get a bit of wheel spin, is it? I think we need a better surface. A lot of practice needed. Oh, I love that where you can just like sort of power slide it. Eee. It's got quite a good lock on it actually. So we do need to sort out the trim. I've got my GoPro on the bottom here. So steering trim's that one there. So you can't see it that clear, but yeah, it's that one. Try and adjust it. It's about as good as you're gonna get it, I think. I've got this, guys. I'll be able to do this. I can do FPV, I should be able to do this. But it is actually surprisingly more difficult than you'd think. This is on like trainer mode as well. Right, so it's in training mode at the moment. It's what they come as the standard. To get it out of training mode, you've got to basically push forward full throttle and then turn on the controller. And then you kind of wait a second. I think you hear the car just, right. So now it should be in full beans mode. Oh, I can already feel that is. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, that is not suitable for this surface at all. It's a lot of fun actually on this surface. So to get it back to the other mode, you just sort of turn that off, push it in the reverse mode, I'm trying to do this over the top of the camera, and then turn the controller on, and that'll put you back into, you have to wait a second, and that'll put you back into the normal mode. There you go. There you go. Much more subtle. I just hurdle the cones up. Absolutely freaking love it. Eee. I bet it goes like absolute stink on carpet tiles. So what do? Do I make a track out of sort of gym mats, or do I go to this, you know, get this Kyosho one? I don't really want to wreck this this car. It's so nice looking. I don't want to put a scratch on it. Throttle control is lovely. Like, it's so responsive. And this is just a brushed motor. I don't think you can do, you know, you would be able to do brushless obviously, but no, I was thinking about the motor's cogging kind of thing. But I don't think you'd really realistically want any more power than this in something so small. It's just like a radio controlled scale electric car. It's just amazing. I do love myself a bit of RC. I think it must be in my blood. So cool, so cool. All I need to do now is figure out a track. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Catch you in the next one.